remember. I got 2 hours.
Yeah, cruelly crushing a can and figuring out you have to pick it up.
Yeah.
That was the vibe.
I think it's a good vibe just to be like, just coming in, just be like, yes, I'm gonna crush a can, and then I'm gonna toss it away, and I'm ready, and slowly go to pick it up. I'm like, oops, sorry.
Like a Viking.
It's the wrong kind of voice for that.
More.
Everyone, it is us. It is me. It is Liam, and then over here we have Padon and Ben and David and Monika. Everyone, we're here. We're ready to go. Oh my gosh, we are all in person for the very first time recording this, and the very first time in like
14 years.
Yeah, 14 years.
I didn't sign my foot form. You can't take a photo of me.
Yeah. Do you guys want to sign a vote for it?
No.
I have a bunch of forms.
No, I do not want to sign a foot form.
Remember who our DM is, man.
I do actually have professional police forms, and if you need permission from your parents, I will make sure that you can get it. Ben.
Just email my mom.
Send her an email. I'm good.
She'll get it eventually.
To Ben's mom, an email is coming your way, and to everyone else, welcome to our game of the Fuckstick Fuckers today. My name is Liam. I'm your dungeon master. I'm very excited to be here today. Yes, we have the whole gang here. I'm very excited to do this because I totally am prepared for today and everything that's going to happen for the very first time ever in my life. So yeah, welcome guys. I'm very glad to have you in my house.
We'll fuck that up.
Well, yeah.
It's gonna just drink. Yeah. All right. I'm really excited. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much. I'm so glad you could be here. Yeah, I honestly don't really have much in terms of announcements and everything like that. Hopefully by the time this is up, we getting ready to do a fringe show in Edmonton, which is going to be called The Mind. So anybody who's in Edmonton watching this, come see that. If I'm not doing this in time, then a show happened that you didn't see, and I'm very upset you didn't make it. Other than that, I really don't think there's anything that I need to.
Oh, sorry. Was that out loud? Keep going, man. Sorry.
This is like the level of anxiety that I just have in every one of these intros of like, I feel like I should say something and I don't have something to say that isn't meaningful or important. For me, it's just,
I'll just write
fun.
down.
So
just write it down.
Just write it down.
Nice high comments.
Just like, are you two students passing notes? Would you like to share with the rest of the class?
You know Simon?
Probably sunrise, sunset. That's it.
You know, that'll be relevant.
Okay.
Yeah.
With all that being said, I think that can dive straight into kind of the game. But first, I always ask, does anybody have any questions regarding character stuff, mechanics of the games, anything regarding the character stats? Is there anything at all that you have a question about that I can answer right now? Any questions whatsoever I can answer?
No.
You'll probably hear about it later, but
You're about it.
I'll stop the game for half an hour. Don't you worry.
I want to make sure I'm absolutely clear about this because I keep fucking it up because I swear to God, the way it is phrased in the book is poor. And it could just be me.
Mm-hmm.
Dread Ambusher is my start of combat or the start of combat?
In what context, though?
So do I get to use Dread Ambusher if
Like before initiative?
Oh, you're talking about if you get to use it multiple times at the start of when you go in combat. Is that what you're talking about?
I only get to use it
what
once?
Yeah.
Sure is. So I'm just gonna eat
I
popcorn.
was, now I can't remember the context.
Because I was gonna be like, you answered your own question. You can use it once
I
in that
know.
turn. But
Like, would that change your order of
There was some sort of
initiative or?
Oh, right. Is it only if I go first in the initiative,
no,
or is it
You can-
my first?
yeah, it's your
Okay, so
first.
it's my first.
Your
not the
I
first.
think the thing you're thinking about is maybe assassin for rogues. Because assassins for rogues have a thing where it's like they get a bonus thing if they attack anybody who has not taken a turn. They get like an automatic crit for like attacks and stuff like that. It's one of those things where it's like anyone you attack that has not moved at all. It's like it's like a first turn kind of thing. Dread Ambusher doesn't have that.
Okay.
It's simply the first time that you get to act in combat.
Okay, it just seemed to me like like in real life, if you were gonna ambush someone, you'd have to be first.
Sure, but you're
Whereas that's not the case. The bad guy can go first. All of these
Not
people
real
go
life,
first.
damn it.
And then
I'm here to forget
even
about
if
real
I'm
life.
last, I
pagans are
still get my
escapists.
dread aperture. Even if I go absolute last after all the enemies and after all the critters, I still get my dread aperture.
My
Yeah,
wisdom.
As long as it's my
Yes.
first go.
Exactly.
Okay, not
Um,
the first go.
No,
Mine.
exactly. That's
Got it.
exactly right.
Thank you.
I'll say in the context of it because it's also remembering that a round takes 6 seconds in real time. So it's kind of like even in that case, think of it if it
Thank
was
you.
real life, you're acting within
That
6
helps.
seconds of people.
Thank you.
Push
That helps.
computer, what are you
Okay.
doing now?
Yeah.
Thank you. Got
You
it.
are very welcome. So, anybody else?
No, just a recap.
For sure. I'll say to everybody at home, we're doing a new thing with like little text stuff. So if something goes hokey, we'll be just kind of making an adjustment with that. We'll just take a little thing we'll do.
How loud do you want us to be?
Oh, for projection wise, you
Yeah.
can talk a little bit louder. I have it as high on the input as I can.
What?
The louder you talk, more things will be said. If you want something to be quiet, you can whisper and mumble, and people can forever wonder what you're talking about.
Alien Hawk.
It's not answering.
We're off to the races, everybody. I'm going to project more because usually it's right in front of me, and I have no idea how much they need to hear me.
This is gonna be the best thing ever. Even if nothing
Go.
happens.
I love you guys. And let's get ready to go for our first in-person filmed thing of
Yeah.
first ever in-person. We never did this before. Oh, the Fuckstick Fuckers.
It's like we're like, "Woo," and you guys are just like,
Before we begin, I need to pull Ben
Big
aside into my
business.
back room. Ben, please come with me.
Big business.
Good start.
like do you think
Spoiler
it's the
alert.
bad?
I'm dead.
Oh my gosh, he's dead. Never would have thought. No,
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah. We're all that in the
I was
Go.
ready to like.
All of a sudden,
run
they go into the
races.
bedroom. What are we gonna do?
I don't know. Give them their time.
Yeah,
popcorn.
I imagine it won't take long. Hot.
Your turn.
And
No. You want to?
Yeah, sure.
See? Nice. Your turn.
See, now I can't because I fuck it up.
That just means you're like
Nope.
learning
Nope.
and growing.
Nope.
Growing as a person.
Growing as a person.
Nope.
Character
Well,
growth. Your stats might
ain't
get
bad.
better if you don't work on them.
all right. When last we left off with the Fuckstick Fuckers, we had 2 different groups that were here. Now, I'm not sure if any of you guys fully remember all the details. However, Zummyar, Nyxi, and Faelyn were in the astral sea, essentially coming to terms with the idea that they needed to create their own realities in order to get back to the material plane, as getting back to the material plane is something that is potentially possible. But it does require a tremendous amount of focus, as they were told by this Githyanki creature that in order to be able to achieve that, they needed to be able to travel through using very clear realities that they've constructed that start off in dreamscapes, their desired dreams, and then later become more and more revealing as time goes on, opening up susceptibly to believing that the realities that they've constructed are true recreations of actual events, and potentially threatening for you guys to lose your minds that way or be lost in these realities. It was a threat or a fear that could happen. We started off with Nyxi beginning in a very peaceful place and then going to an area where you had met, kind of had an interaction with your father, Glint, in kind of your home mines. And then progressing to see the area where your brother Byron had been murdered. And this was kind of a moment where Nyxi started to lose the fabric of reality and diving into the blood had gone to the interior of the estate that was being burned down when you guys had faced off against the Crystal Crop and Emiria at the Dead Twins. At this point, Zummyar was then encouraged to take hold of the actual event and take hold of the reality to become the journeyman, basically. When you did this, you immediately went back to kind of the Alder Woods but you were immediately lost in it, and you believe the reality. You didn't really have fully a sense of self, and then your place of going back was returning to Amiria, more specifically the forest outside of Venerine, where you first met the party. One of the most happiest moments that you had. However, in this moment, you retreated back into yourself and became very passive in the actual experience. In this moment, you could go back to the Shadows Retreat, where there was Boris, the innkeeper, speaking and getting angry with Naviri and debating something. You could go then inside of the tavern, kind of taking a full lay of the land, and started to make a realization about the horrors and kind of where you guys were all at. Discovering that activity and your actions truly were the things that brought you to this position. They were the things that allowed you to, like, be, what's it called? Yeah, they were the things that have brought you a lot of pain in this last bit. But you also came to a moment where you realized it wasn't necessary and that you don't need to do anything to be loved by the people that you are truly loved by, essentially. And so in order to get to a place where you were kind of reaching a stage of enlightenment and you decided to go back to the moment when you had died, back to the dead twins on the outside of the actual estate. That is currently where you are all going to be headed in that reality.
You guys are back on the material planes now.
No.
No.
You're still in.
We're trying to create
Oh, okay, you're still in Astral. Okay.
a way.
Sorry, I
to
heard
get
something
back
about two
there.
hills, and I went, well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it separate as much as I can, so I don't metagame and know things that I shouldn't know.
Put your plugs in.
Some of these details I need to know.
That's fine.
Now, Richard,
Yeah,
your circumstance is very different.
yeah.
Oh, here we go.
You were,
Thank you.
and no one else has really heard this, so
Excited.
buckle up, everyone. Richard, you were in you were still on Yasgard at this time, sailing through. While I'm talking, can you please pass this over to Faelyn? You two were talking about, you were on Yasgard flying upon a rock that you had later been able to dismount, causing it to be afraid and scaring it off, but not before sending an entire swarm of bees and maw demons to go and fester inside of this creature, eating it from the inside out.
No, I'm a bad guy.
Creating a Trojan horse that later was hit and fell by Nyxi,
Thank you,
saving
Richard.
her from Dothrama, the red dragon.
Appreciate
You
it.
then went through this kind of like bamboo fortress that had kind of this. It seemed as if it was just like a makeshift crafted fortress on one of these islands. Journeying through it, you could see that there was these like sword arachnid type things. You engaged
what I
with them
did.
through combat, killing a few of them, and then some of them stabbed you and then caused you to die. Where you were, because of the powers within Yasgard, were regenerated, brought back to life, started traveling across the actual world again.
Mhm.
Upon seeing all the carnage and destruction that was happening, you decided, I'm going to try something, and you cast Fireball on yourself.
I wanted to see if I was going to just keep regenerating or not.
But you survived the Fireball, and
So I had to kill myself.
then you sprayed acid in your face.
And that didn't work either. I had to put a stick in my head.
You started stabbing yourself with your puck stick, sticking it through your brain and stabbing it through your temple.
I died.
On the process.
So I didn't know that.
Yes, when Thor and then
Dude,
you
Richard
all
is
died
Not
from
a
the drag. Okay. All right.
Continue.
Having that set in, you then regenerate a second time, searching out through the land. You, with the designation of saying you wanted to find something cute, you saw these Air Genasi monks.
God, I'm a bad guy.
These monks, and you sent one of them to the abyss, caused them to break their wills, essentially start beating one with a rock.
I did. I
And
couldn't
then
kill.
one of them, in a fit of trying to save their friend, an ally, punched you so hard that you went unconscious again,
Guess what?
almost dying until you met Iber, the halfling that was designated to give you a spirit stone
Yes.
from your party. He'd given it to you. He told you where your allies were headed, which was a inner planes gate that could lead to the inner plane of air. You traveling there,
Airplane.
flying with your insect wings.
The big bug wings.
not your insect wings, your wings that are made of your like fascia and shit. But you had gone through.
It looks like it's dry.
That was
Testicles.
really weird.
His wings look like just like straight up
Ball skin.
ball skin. Gone into the portal. However, it was at the gate, but it was not a gate that led to the airplane. It was a gate that led to the astral plane. Richard had met another Githyanki who had led him through some of it.
A different one?
Yes, Richard's reality was structured to basically he created one of flowers and fields and fairy creatures, like little woodland critters.
We started that way.
Yeah,
and started that
and then
way.
He had conjured an individual by the name of Cornwall,
Oh.
who was riding a hobby horse, and he said, "I want you to be the way that you were." He dissolved basically into just blood and mess, and the rabbits began to attack. But then he changed the reality to be thicker greens and flowers, and it was just a
I
big.
thought I could do more and it would go away, and it just made more green.
And then Richard came upon his old family cabin, which is where he and his grandma had lived for a long race.
Oh,
Where the
Walked
truth-
into the cabin,
truth
looking for his
runs.
grandma, smelled cookies, and then went
And smoke.
and then went in and then actually heard his grandma speak. He went to talk to his grandma, talk to her, then showed her the 3-flailed sign on his belly, and proceeded to be hit with radiant energy from this manifestation. Once again, breaking the reality of what it was. Richard had essentially caused this individual who was a deep, devout believer in Pelor to see him as a threat in reality. So it was
Your
attacked.
grandma attacked.
Yeah, she sure did.
In this moment, the breaking of the reality started to cause a fracturing. And Richard was then sucked out. The Githyanki basically dismissed him, said, "You are not worth my time." And he was cast out through a giant sun that is present in his reality. And that sun is actually a planar portal. It is a planar portal to Mount Celestia. And that is exactly where we're going to start right now.
Wow.
Richard.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro.
That's
You made it.
Richard.
Yeah, I'm a fucking fiend though. Like,
Holy
this
shit.
is
I don't
nothing
know,
that works for
Richard.
me.
Grandma.
After many like weeks of commitment to the course of trying to find your way to Mount Celestia,
How many organs did you have to eat to get
I've eaten 11 people and
Wow.
killed 32.
off of the core
Died
belief
instead.
that
So you're
consuming
keeping
a certain
that
type of
tally.
organ would lead you to Mount Celestia,
I did believe that.
and now actually being able to be you know, propelled into this ethereal. I don't know what it is you expect. I don't know what you believed Mount Celestia would look like. I don't even know if you thought you'd ever behold it. There's probably a part of you somewhere that felt like you would. It felt like you could. A sense of entitlement, a sense of I'm as good enough to be there in the holiest of holy places.
Yeah.
To go where champions of great order and dignity and respect
Oh yeah.
have played
I always think
and
that
committed, devoted years, centuries, millennia of their lives,
Hmm.
oaths, and
Yeah. And in 2 weeks, it's like I'm gonna hail Yunagu. Now I'm going here. So this is happening.
all those heroes can go fuck themselves because you found a way.
Yeah, pretty much.
But here's the thing, Richard. Even the possibility of you being able to comprehend this, I don't think that it even is. I mean, it's hard to fathom exactly what you're witnessing, because what you're witnessing is majesty at its finest.
Mhm.
You are sailing through the sky as crystal blue as it possibly can be.
Be the first time I've seen normal positive sky and like.
Yes.
Yeah, that's bad.
He's not in a chariot, is he?
No.
Thank God.
Radiating
That would go right to
the radiating essence of just duty and respect, kindness emanating out through this land, penetrating your form. You behold the majesty of the 7 mountains central to this place, far beyond, with this single top mountain shining this massive light, a glorious light to behold, almost as if there is a sun, but it almost seems too close and too far. You don't know what it is, but this light is emanating across the whole land. So you see the beauty of just vibrant life, of forests, of grasslands, of gardens, monuments dedicated to great holy people and to the great people that could believe and bring faith to this. The great holy sheep, as we just see it bouncing and bounding across.
What am I wearing?
Oh, Jesus.
Nothing.
Presently, you are wearing the chainmail thong that you had. That I looked at
Yes, he did.
Never made you a
He
chainmail.
did. I said, "What are we gonna do about my junk?" And then it's like you got a shirt in there. I can turn into like
He took a chainsaw and made a thong.
Yeah, he made.
Is it more of a G-string?
Yeah, a
or-
little bit more. It's not. It's just like one chain linked
His
through.
little Richard is like held up pretty well.
Oh no! He is a giant. We've covered this. But in comparison to him, his little Richard, yes,
No.
I mean, you can't see it because his stomach
is so
all
big.
over.
He's so fat. And yeah, continue. Yeah, sorry.
I will.
Birds.
You are
He's just
falling.
flying.
You're falling through the sky right now.
Flap, flap, flap.
At first panicking, and then kind of just accepted it.
Flap, flap, flap.
Richard, your fall is not even just carried out. Your acceptance of it might come through, but you are feeling a tremendous amount of distortion in this entire field here.
Oh.
You think it's the velocity of you falling. However, when you come near the ground, do you extend your wings at all?
No, not yet. No, I don't.
Not yet?
No,
Of course not, yeah.
no, nar.
Cool.
I can't cast disguise self to look like human me.
Now it's going to turn to Arnar.
You continue to plummet. You continue to plummet faster and faster, heading down towards this lavish grassland below you.
Arnar.
You can see that there are creatures down below. These multi-headed, like majestic, like elks wandering across, other kinds of beasts traveling through. Soft, like furred creatures that kind of like run through, and you can see that there are small children. There's two of them. They're kind of like
Don't look at me like that.
looking at the actual ground, kind of gazing at some of the great flowers that they are
Please don't land on them. Please do not land.
radiating light around them. You're plummeting closer towards them.
I'll let it happen.
Oh God, he's going to turn into Skidmark.
Flat kid.
Liam rolls 22 dice
Holy.
to figure out.
You know, those
You're gonna
are probably.
My wings expand from my back as I cascade slowly to the ground.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until Liam pulls out 12d6.
I was like, oh no, what if I die before I get to do anything here? That'd be freaking tragic.
The children behind you don't like flinch, but they do turn around to behold this creature. You can see that your body that is in the patchwork, swirling mouths and tongues are kind of like almost gagging and like
Through my
exasperated,
skin?
exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah, your regular face is fine, but the creatures and faces within your body are like.
Can you? What was my race? I just want to get a visual for everybody.
You are a fiend. You are a shakuza, and you are a fiendish creature. Your body is like a demon creature.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
spooky,
So
spooky. That looks something. Nice.
if you want to look at the mini of Yunagu here,
That's
imagine
not
the
actually
faces
it.
that are on him.
Hold on.
Just kind of on.
I'll find a better photo. Sure.
No.
Oh yeah, okay, got it.
Richard, these children simply behold you as you were just hovering around them, as like your body's like.
I'm not allowed to disguise self as human.
You can roll a
Yes.
d20 for me.
I would
Might
like
be
to
a little
do
weight.
that. It's 2.
Cool.
Who am I?
You cast the disguise self, giving your body the illusion essentially that you are a human and that they can't see the sweat and the foulness that's coming out of these creatures. The mouths is simply it just almost looks like it's just kind of coming out of like nowhere, but the sheen is there. However, as the bile is like falling upon the actual earth, it lands and it doesn't corrode the ground. The ground like kind of burns it away. It sets that the actual like demonic presence of that of whatever that is like cleansed almost instantly.
Okay.
The children behold you, just staring. They kind of look at each other. They then look out to the kind of field around you, and you can see that there's other children like they're grouped a little bit. They're gonna all do the same thing, but then they turn to look at you, then more children, until essentially you are in a 360 degrees of like almost like an expanse of like so many different children looking at you, beginning to approach.
Put my wings away.
Okay, you land on them.
I just take a crisscross applesauce on the grass and just let them come.
The children all begin to make their way towards you. One of them, a very small, almost like toddler, kind of coming up, but like walking as if it's like a dignified person
That's creepy.
coming towards you. Faint brown skin. She looks at you. Is that a hand? Her eyes glow golden, radiating towards you. You got a hand towards you. Another kid behind you does the exact same thing. Their eyes go golden. The rest of them keep doing that. Putting them there. They put their hands up towards the sky.
Are you gonna banish me?
You mean to see the radiating light all around them. begins to
I'm gonna get fucking murked right
you
there.
are you are surrounded by radiating, like kind of like sparkling light all around. It begins to ascend upwards faintly. It almost goes up like 5 feet and then kind of like disappears out into the ether.
They're gonna smite you.
Nah,
These kids are gonna fucking murk me.
no, no, I don't think so.
Or you're gonna ascend either way.
All right, I'm
One
gonna
of the
put my
two.
hands back down.
Richard, do you believe in angels?
Yeah,
Do you fear them?
yeah, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
As Richard beholds the calling of the heavenly hosts of Mount Celestia, as literally thousands, fuck you, thousands of angels begin to fly and appear in this area, circling you, coming up hundreds of yards above. You begin to see multicolored radiating lights, all of them riding in on chariots, coming in with fiery wings, coming in with like out of just like made of pure radiance and energy. You're seeing angels from any walk of life and any walk of existence and experience of heavenly aura, meeting to see the creature that has come here and has come upon the actual garden.
I dropped my disguise self.
There's no reaction to it.
Yeah,
It changes.
I figured.
This is my true.
Part of
Nothing
me,
changes.
there's a part of me that just wants to whip out my fucking mark, but I'm like, I'm not. I'm gonna hold that one in for a little
Good
bit.
idea.
I'm gonna I put my hands on my gut and then I put them under my
Man,
my titties and
Sure.
let it go.
Sure. It's hard for me right now personally, like just as Liam, to like go forward with this moment
oh god.
because I don't know how better to describe the moment of saying there's no way you can get out of this.
No, I know, I know. That's why
I don't know.
That's why I'm just accepting.
I don't know how I can
Very-
say.
I'm accepting it.
Hey,
right
Ben.
now.
Very smart.
Yeah, I don't know how else I could say.
No,
it.
I'm here.
So I'm just going to embrace it. You feel as one of the angels begins to come down, and they're far away from you, but you can feel the heavy beating of their wings. This is a creature whose wings are like their essence is like radiating, but it's radiating of like powerful divine magic. Not of like golden light, but of like almost like a glorious black, like this noir kind of emanation, as if Shadow's divine presence itself is here. It begins to descend towards you with a mace in hand. The mace, as one could say, could be devilish if someone believed in fiend, but it is a holy mace. It is awe-inspiring, but it is terrifying. This creature descends. Would anyone in the heavenly hosts please tell me why we wait and stare at this demonic, festering swill as it stains our gardens? Why do we wait? You can feel as like almost you were almost overtaken with pure shadow energy.
Yes, fireball. Do something.
No.
Maybe. I would say late show.
Why did you allow me here?
Ooh, that's my question.
Immediately, the hosts like they grow silent. And the creatures kind of look at you with like a "how dare you" expression. Let you come here? Let's see here. Does a 28 hit?
You sure do.
Cool. Very cool.
And you're dead.
It's not on the board. Yeah, there's not on.
It's a lot of dice. It's a lot of dice.
You take
650.
you take 18 points of radiant damage
Oh, it's not a better.
and 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Is there any more hands?
Okay, got it.
You feel the mace crack you across the face as blood like fires off from your mouth, and it just like kind of lines across the ground. This creature comes down and you can just feel the heavy weight of their sandaled foot step.
I regained my crisscross position and continue to look the way I was.
As you do that, it grabs you by the throat and hoists your 450-pound frame up with a single hand. Says, you entitled, disgusting creature. It will be a great joy of mine to split you down the middle and expose you as the wretch you are. As that happens, there's a child who goes, Mwah! Mwah, yeah. And the children begin to speak all kind of similar word that you do not understand. It moves you out to the side. Mwah, yeah. In the burning that is on the ground, you see that a lot of the bile is expended. However, some of the blood that is cast actually begins to cause something to grow out of the ground. Faintly. Slowly. A single radiant flower. This red, but it's not just exclusively red. From the stems, like kind of coming from the center of the flower, it's kind of like this white and yellow that begins to morph into a red form. This angel holds a hand and is like, what is this? What is this? A voice calls down to them. It is the blood of an angelic being. A divine carried soul, one who is blessed. Angel stares up to the sky, looks at you again hardly. It's like, that's impossible. They look and say, if this creature was in any case of a divine creature, had any celestial blood, then why is it registered as a true and tried fiend? They stare and they say, it is not an original fiend. It is manufactured. Stare closer at its body. Stare closer at its face. It looks hard at you. Your body, again, is just the typical like demon form, but your face is strongly human.
Yeah.
And the creature from above says, it carries with it celestial blood. The blood of a blessed being. A human born from a lineage of celestial royalty.
Oh.
Celestial kindness.
I'm not smiling in character. I'm still very sad.
They say, which of the... How? This is not possible. This is a creature foul and tainted.
Without question. Without question, I've fallen into the horrible path.
I can smell the lives you have claimed.
32,
I can smell the lives you have consumed.
11.
The angel above can say, and I can see the radiating grace in him. 3 angels come down, getting closer. His audience is not to be with us. He must go to the first mountain. He must meet the archangel. Say that is out of the question. No, it is not. It is not a question. The 3 angels come and they bring down a chariot that is marred in gold and platinum and like almost like enriched mineral type things that are almost like not even featured possibly within the actual material world. They present it to you. Take him to grace. Take him to see his salvation or his end. They will be the one to decide. You get on the chariot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard gets on.
Grace as in.
And is carried off to the first mountain.
I'm worried about that. Yeah.
in the Heavenly Plains.
Go see, but Richard.
We're gonna cut from there. We're gonna come back to you guys. Now, Zummyar,
Wow.
Hayden, you were not here
Or
for this
that
combat.
fall.
You don't know exactly everything that happened. You don't know what you guys were fighting. So I'm gonna tell you what you had. Coming around the high grass, you can hear the wheels of a cart being wheeled by horse-drawn, like a horse-drawn cart.
Okay.
Inside of this cart is the screaming of prisoners, being positioned in a moment where they can provide cover for over 24 Crystal Crop members, or a little bit less with ones that are dead and having arrows shot in them, both from you and from Faelyn. There is the sounds of Crystal Crops coming up from the left, from the right, a estate that is catching fire, smoke that is beginning to billow out, Richard and Nyxi taking the left side flank with Morris in tow,
Yeah.
Faelyn holding the central ground firing, and you on your own going off to the right side to intercept individuals to make sure that Faelyn has a clear sign. But maybe it isn't you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I know it's like other ones.
One.
Oh. Good job.
Zummyar,
I mean,
Good try, buddy.
if that's the case, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw and a charisma saving throw now.
that's a 2.
It's twice as good as the last one.
By this then. Charisma. Then 11.
You are present and in control of this moment. The wisdom save was an indication to see if you had gone through a process of enlightenment that can master the astral plane.
I sure have it.
Unfortunately, Zummyar, you are not that stage in your actual abilities yet. No. That's going to take another level of mastery altogether. So you are present in this moment the same way that anyone else is. Anyone else could be. I need you guys to make an intelligence and charisma saves as well. You are currently seeing yourself as if this is reality, but you are mastering your choices in this moment.
14 for intelligence.
14?
7 for intelligence. Oh, nice.
17 charisma.
All right.
Oh, there. So 18 for Christmas.
All right. You also think it's reality. You're still mastering yourself. You know it's fake, and you know where you are. You know it's fake, and you are in control. And you know, seeing both Zummyar and Nyxi, the reality. This is kind of the moment where it's like Zummyar has gone to the same place that Nyxi went, the deepest part of the darkness. Meaning that with you were told with the Githyanki, a certain moment's going to have to happen where you are going to have to take on the reality at some point. You don't know when that moment's going to be, but you're going to have to see it.
Yeah.
No, I need to roll for the other version. Actually, I don't need to roll for them. They're fine. I got to roll for something else for them. So, Zummyar, we're focusing on you.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up around the flank, you can see that there are 3 Crystal Crop guards beginning to make their way over. 1 knight and a few other captains, and also just regular guards. What do you do as they're coming up?
Well, I mean, at this point, if I'm thinking this is my reality, I'm back here, I would probably.
You do in this moment. You do not have your cords on you. Doesn't look like you have your cords.
Okay. But I would have my bow.
And your sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, his box too.
Oh yeah.
But I have my bow, so I would probably just take a bow shot.
Want to make that dex?
At distance. At 24.
That hits.
Why do I roll good?
Go ahead and roll damage.
And then that's a 1 so far.
Okay. You shoot 1 arrow in one of them. They begin to kind of like stumble, but they keep coming. You want to make another attack?
Hell yeah. They're gonna die. It's 18.
That hits.
6 damage.
They get another shot. They still begin to keep coming at you.
Yep.
They're looking a little bit weaker at this point. You begin to come. Have 3 people on you. They're gonna make attacks.
3 people.
Does a 20 hit you? Okay. Does a 8 hit you? And does a 6 hit you?
Yep.
Cool. One is going to
Worst
attack
is-
you
worst
with
is
a
the-
longsword. You take 8 points of damage, slashing damage. As it cuts across you in that moment. Coming back to your moment here, you're feeling. Gonna get all my dice out. You are back at this point being attacked. Zummyar, moment is coming for you where you remember this moment and you know that staying here. What is going through your mind? I wanted to say is the reality is hitting you at this point. That you are here and that Faelyn needs protection.
Fucking die.
Is that all that comes to your mind?
Faelyn needs protection. Well, if I know that Faelyn needs protection, I'm gonna protect her like until I can't.
Go ahead and make another make some attacks just with your sword. I'll make a couple more attacks.
With my sword. It's 13 and 27.
27 and the 13 you said?
13.
13 does not hit. 27 does.
11.
The first individual that you had, you cut across and you just feel their blood kind of pulse out. Something weird happens to you as you cut across them. You see the slice and you just see as they scream, you feel their pain all of a sudden. You see them crying in a home all alone as someone has passed away and you that they care about. And you in that flash, you see them just fall to the ground. One of them hit you for 7 points of slashing damage.
I'm down then.
Okay, you
And he had
feel
10
yourself get
heal.
cleaved. Oh, put on the ground. And in that moment, you are back to that point where you went as long as you could. You couldn't do it anymore. And you see the rest of them begin to turn and begin to make their way. Faelyn, you see Zummyar go down at this moment. And behind him, you see 2 figures making their way towards you.
Yep.
And you see it, another figure beginning to kind of round out the high grass behind.
Do I recognize this figure?
Make a choice. You can make a perception check or an investigation check.
Let's take it.
I think I remember who this is. I will take perception, please.
Sure.
11.
It looks like any other member of the Crestful Crop. Doesn't look like Captain Lenore.
Okay. That's what I was.
Captain Lenore is currently screaming as Richard throws a fireball at him,
All right.
or some fire shit.
Okay.
This looks like an kind of a generic knight coming up behind, but it's coming up towards Zummyar in this moment.
I'll take a shot at him.
You want to take a shot at him, or do you want to take a shot at the advancing soldiers?
Well, I have 2 attacks, so I was gonna take one at
You
him
have
to
three
start.
attacks, actually.
3 attacks, that's right, because it's right on here. Okay, so yeah, first attack I'm gonna take at him.
Sure.
Something about him. 11.
11. That misses.
Yep. Um,
They don't even register that the arrow passes them.
yeah, fair. Second attack. 26.
On them still.
Yep.
That hits.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
No. 11 damage.
As soon as you hit that person, you see it, and all of a sudden the illusion fades. And you see the Yankee that you had traveled with here before coming up behind Zummyar. Feels it. Looks at you. Just kind of passes a hand over. You feel them just kind of like leave you there. But slowly, and they do draw a sword coming up behind Zummyar. What do you do?
I'm gonna trust the gifts of the Yankee. And I'm gonna take my last shot at one of those 2 soldiers.
Go ahead and make it.
I'm just gonna kill me.
No, I don't know, but something going on here. It's bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
17.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Nyxi, you're taking in the area. Is there anything you're looking for in particular as you're coming through here? Believing this is reality.
I believe this is,
But you have power, you have control. Is there something you're looking for?
probably trying to get to the warehouse full of kids and people and all that kind of stuff.
You got it?
That part again.
Kids and people.
You got it. You begin to make your way closer to the mansion, coming through the fog as you see Richard just like torrently firing acid and shooting it right inside somebody's eyes.
I remember that.
It costs a lot of hurt.
It still causes a lot of
Yeah.
It's okay.
Zummyar, you hear a voice come behind you. You see behind you it is a crystal crop individual coming towards you. But you hear a voice that seems calm, collected, caring. Says, "This is a dark form of your reality, powerful. And this, I can take it away. I can let you forget this. All go away." See a sword is be drawn presently.
I still just think this is reality.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm literally at 0 HP, so I don't know if there's much I can do.
Do you say anything to them?
I think I just kind of reach up to like try to like block it or something, but I can't really like do much.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a hill, you know.
Yeah. But I think at this moment I just feel like I'm like dying essentially. So
You take your hand, you bring it down. I'll relieve you of this. Does a 22 hit? Oh. 22 hits?
Nope. I'm like, whoa, damn, okay.
Cool.
yeah.
I'm gonna roll something here. And then I need you to make a saving throw for me, please, based on what I roll, and I will tell you what the DC is. Let us see. What do I need to roll here? Okay.
I don't like.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intelligence saving throw for me, please.
So you guys are still in like the plane of air, right?
The airplane.
Yeah.
No, we're not. Okay.
12.
No.
Okay. You were struck.
Fighting through reality.
Now, as you are struck here, you roll a saving throw and you can feel the blade strike you. As the blade strikes you, you feel the entirety around you warble.
Nice.
Warble. And it begins to come at like almost bend and get closer to you, like the world like bends and moves. Faelyn, you are cognizant of this and you see it happening. As you resist it, they say, don't resist. You need to let go. You need to let this go, or it won't work, and it will take you with it. You fail 2 death saves.
Okay.
Gotta go, man.
I just let go.
Okay. Attack second time. Does a 21 hit? No saving throw happens here.
You were murked.
The blade is
You were
cut.
dead.
No. The blade is cut. As it cuts across you, you feel it slice and you feel your hand go out, and immediately your younger form, the unweathered one that you had with you in the material plane, dissolves and you see yourself. The red cords are on your hands. You see yourself kind of drift into the sword, and you see the world be pulled into it as well. Your reality begins to distort. It begins to move into the silver blade of the Githyanki as it sucks itself deeper and deeper into the actual blade itself. It all begins to come through. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw, Nyxi. Faelyn, you are pulled out of this, but you begin to see Nyxi begin to move towards this sword.
22.
Until you feel yourself being kind of distorted, be pulled through something, and you kind of pull out in that kind of like a SpongeBob animation kind of thing. I'm back out, and you are no longer part of the reality that's being absorbed into the blade. You all see Captain Lenorn, Richard, all of it, the fire, the children, the burning, the prisons, and the estate. All of the dead twins be absorbed into this Githyanki's blade. Stored into the central hilt. This almost like dimensional reality is kind of caught here and emanates inside of it to the point where the blade begins to glow. They heavily sigh. You are all now back in the silvery astral sea, floating amongst rubble. But you guys can see that there is a torrent that was kind of moving towards you, but the plane feels like it stabilizes. They say nothing is disturbed. Reality is captured, and you are in control. All of you are back at full health right now. You have not failed your death saves. Oh, yeah. You are all back at whatever full health you had before. You all have your full spell slots as well.
Nice.
They say any one of you can make a check if you so wish to choose to understand what has just happened. I will let you tell me what kind of check you want to make on this. But I will let you know the best results of certain kinds will maybe come from intelligence checks.
Fair.
I recommend it.
What kind of check do you want to make?
And take drinks.
What kind of intelligence?
Oh, goodness.
I don't think Zummyar is gonna make a check right now, just because I think he's just disappointed that again he tried to do this and again got lost in the reality of it for the 3rd time, and is just kind of in his own head right now, like, I have to be able to do this to get us back. Like, he's just not focused on anything else. He's just very much living in his own head right now.
Yeah.
What would you do? I think Faelyn would want a nature check.
A nature check. Okay.
She wants to.
Investigation.
She's really been feeling like she should understand this better.
Okay.
From an elven standpoint, from a Feywild standpoint.
I
It
understand.
feels like there's, yeah.
I understand.
Okay.
He wants to just investigate what the heck is going on here because Nyxi's just been through a roller coaster of emotions.
Do you want to investigate the area around you, or do you want to investigate like yourself and your emotions?
more like
That sounds
Around
like
me.
insight.
Around you, investigation.
Yeah.
That would be insight. But yeah, what did you roll? Okay.
12.
let's go. Oh crap! 5 + 6, that's 11. I have investigation.
Investigation around you. Presently you are back in the astral plane. There is no distortion of reality. This is the actual place. Like you know that this is in the wildness that can come about with it, like in the actual astral sea. This is actually the transitive plane. It is not a distortion or anything like that. So you're grounded in that. You're also grounded in the fact that you are now getting closer to what seems to be a portal that is kind of making out an image. It looks like kind of pale white. You kind of see it. It looks white, but it also has a sheen to it. There's like a metallic look. So you're getting closer to what seems like some kind of hole within the world. That's all you can really glean at this moment. Faelyn and nature, Feywild, Elven. So the chaotic stream of what's happening here, you know that as it pertains to a lot of Elven culture, you're dealing with something that could potentially be more, it's not seasonal, has nothing to do with actually the actual elemental seasons that are, permeate throughout the material plane that you're able to exude through that. And nature-wise, you also can rule things out, basically. You're not dealing with anything that has to do with like, Queen of Error and darkness. Like that's not it. It's not Shadowfell kind of energies permeating. It certainly isn't bestial kind of nature things. Like this is much more profoundly sophisticated. Because of that, it's a little bit tricky because the nature of what you're discerning tells you that it's not anything permeating from the Feywild. If anything, what you start tapping into in the nature is one element pertaining to Feywild that's similar. Travel time. That's the one thing you're kind of like pulling through. Because you're getting close, you see the same thing that Nyxi sees. And what you know is that the Feywild has a really weird thing with time. You were journeying somewhere where you didn't have a proper path and you couldn't see this thing before, and now you're getting closer to it. But before you couldn't see any speck of it. And if you're traveling through like space, you've probably traveled hundreds and hundreds of thousands and thousands of miles in that span of time. And something kind of worries you in the idea of like traveling through the Feywild where a distortion of time can be present. And you start to really fixate on time. And that's what you get.
Is that specifically pertaining to, I'm wondering if we ever get out of here, we're going to return to an entirely different time in
Yes.
the material plane?
That's presently what you're kind of thinking about.
Thank you. Perfect.
Yeah, we don't know how much time will have passed if we get back.
Yeah.
If any.
The whole world on fire.
Like, will we get right back to the same spot, or will it be like in
Yeah,
the future for some
before or
reason,
years
or like
after.
yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah, that tracks. Thank you.
We're doing everything.
Because then it gets butterfly affected.
Yeah.
The Gift Yankee says to you all, well, you see we're getting closer to your destination. And I must say, it has been a very trying experience. I know you've all probably experienced a lot of personal traumas and opened yourselves up to a very dark thought, or 2, or 12.
Yeah.
I want you to know this. From what I've seen, you are able to take care of yourselves so long as you stay together. And remember that you can break out of these realities when you can, and that you are able to control each other, but only if you have control. That is important. Otherwise, you may be lost within your realities. In order to get to that,
I think that we need to work together more. I don't think I can do this seemingly. So if somebody else has control or does have control in any of the situations, I think trying to take control of the reality would be the best way to go. Taking it from whoever has seemingly fallen into it, because they seemingly do it every time.
Agreed.
Yes.
I'm still watching these, thank you, really closely. Trying to figure this shit out.
You're making an insight check.
Yes, please.
I'm kind of looking at my feet, still pissed off at myself.
Nyxi kind of just left those side.
19.
I just remember 10 people himself up, so you're doing good.
Yeah, but that was angry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, shoot me, Rich.
That beats my 18.
It did happen. I always couldn't believe that.
You, as Screecher begins to talk,
Worst D&D death of all time.
they say, well, you'll be able to move on from here without me. We'll make it. I'm certain with your reality, you'll be able to carry yourself there. I can see you in that much of your experience does not glean anything that could be a necessary need for me. So I will depart, and I will make sure that anything that comes through the area is dealt with, so you may pass through realities without hostility. You glean that this creature has gotten what they want and has taken it as far as they can and is now going to take what they have and leave.
Can I insight in a sense of like, are they leaving because they felt they actually helped us, or was this all selfishly motivated?
Make an insight check.
And Nyxi asked what the name of the person is. She just wants to be like, before you leave, I just really want to know what's your name.
Are you trying to hide your intentions with them?
No, she's just really curious. She's been all
Make a persuasion check. Make a flat persuasion check.
More persuasion, more persuasion.
About to be saved. I got questions about that.
Actually,
Right?
That's a 9.
9.
Come on, please.
That's what
Let me get a nickname. Nickname.
Oops.
Nyxi,
Yes. You know my name. I want to know this.
I will tell you
Yes.
that my name.
Yeah.
My name is something I must protect
Can I get a
for
nickname?
many sake.
it's Richard Ward.
A nickname. Just something that I can, relate to whenever I if ever I'm like, oh, remember that time. I don't want to just
It was
Name
me.
you.
Austin.
be anymore. I want to name you, a name. Please.
You can call me
Rod.
You can call me whenever you come to the astral sea.
How do I call you?
Nyxi, stop having to fuck all the mythical creatures you guys know.
What was it you were trying to glean?
I was trying to see if this creature actually is leaving because it feels it can't help us anymore, or if all of this was selfishly motivated.
You glean that this creature has gotten what it wanted, similar to what Faelyn had, but you get a little bit more of nuance to it.
Yeah.
They want to run as if they stole something. Because they did steal something.
What did they take?
This is
Doesn't
an
that
individual
reality?
you catch on to something here, and it's very similar to what you had. I forget their name that was on the material plane. I think it was like Aaron or something, that individual that you met before. From the carriage, the one who had the magical items and then tried to
Arn?
Arn. That's right. Arn.
Good memory.
Similar thing with Arn. A similar thing with Arn in a lot of ways, except
Return
one
to
difference. Arn was driven by humanity. And you understood that his humanity was something that tied him very much to a sense of honor and respect to people who could deal with problems, but someone who didn't feel like they had a lot of power. This is somebody who's holding a lot of power and has taken something very valuable and is trying to take it away. More importantly, based on what has happened, you feel as if they have taken this thing in a manner where they needed you to preserve it because there was a simple, very delicate balance, and they're trying to keep delicacy happening here. And here's the thing. You're aware something is taken from you. You know something's missing from you. You try to go back to your mind and something's missing. Now, here's the thing. You can choose if you want to be conscious of that fact and make that consciousness known that something is gone and that you're aware of it, or you can ignore it. Because what you feel is that whatever this individual has done Huh. Do I want you to roll another thing? Yes, I do. I want you to roll either an Arcana check or a Nature check, and I will give
Oh, plus
you.
zeros.
I will give you advantage on both. Mainly because I'm also thinking about you being able to identify the same thing as if it was a help action.
Thank you.
But also because you are really high on this. So go ahead and choose one or the other. Arcana will be the sword, nature will be the individual.
17.
Okay. So not much is known to you about the astral plane in general. The way that you got this, I'm thinking that the best way to describe it is this. The way that this person talked to you, gave you an understanding of what was happening, feels as if there's some kind of like dream thief. Someone who's able to access and go deeper into your mind, actively telling you about what the parameters are, grooming your mind so that you are at ease. Because this is an individual who understands, like you guys just were disturbed by a reality and things were going bad, and it could potentially cause catastrophic results for you, to jettison you somewhere. It could cause you, if the reality is broken and you are aware that the reality is broken, you bring awareness to that you guys will all jettison, and then something bad will happen to the actual fabric of not your reality, but the plane itself.
Ooh.
Now,
So I got added.
here is the thing.
Show gremlins.
The way that they were talking to you is very similar to an individual who was charismatic, who can thievery. This is a pirate. This is like a dream pirate.
And he took my guy.
They took, and more specifically, they didn't take the moment for you when you were at the Shadows Retreat with your friends, or when you were walking down talking to woodland animals. They took the moment in which it was the most powerful moment that caused your destruction, and led to you guys having to make a choice to destroy other people. You gave them the memory in which Richard was committing fireballs. You gave them the memory in which Faelyn was firing like a professional pro just across the way. You gave them a powerful moment that is destructive, that has like actual set like battle structure, has an assorted army. They've taken a memory from you that is like basically the equipped army militant. You give them like a militant organization that they've just trapped in with potentially distorted realities if you guys separated yourselves, but you didn't separate Richard because he was a projection. That projection exists. So you gave them a purely chaotic Richard, essentially, within this reality, and a Captain Lenore, and all of this kind of suffering. You gave them this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what you realize is this person was trying to extract a very specific memory, and then you remember the moment when they tried to attack Nyxi, when she was at her most vulnerable of that place, being attacked with someone with guns. They were trying to steal something that they use for the potential thing of like warfare. That's at least what you can glean. And they begin to walk away, thanking you,
So I just
wishing you best.
I say, I know I can't stop you. I think you're a lot more powerful than any of us, but what do you need that for?
Best not to linger on it. So if you linger, something might carry you far away. I think it's best for you to forget. You see a gleam in their eyes, the glowing of the blade.
Do we actually have a way to get out of here, or is that all bullshit?
I didn't tell you anything that was a lie. You can get your way out of here if you so choose. But I recommend that if you leave here, you stay out of here, and you don't come looking for anything. Especially me. Especially us.
What's going on? What do you know?
Are you not a good person?
He took that memory of everything that went down. He has all of that information. Don't know what they'll do with it.
Why'd you take the number? I thought you were kind. What the heck's going on?
I don't need to tell you anything, Nyxi. You didn't give me anything.
But could you tell us if we're curious?
Person won't even tell us their name. I don't think they're gonna tell us what they're doing with anything.
You know, your name is very surprising to me. Nyxi. I've heard of that name before. See, before I heard of it. And I don't remember why until I heard from someone who I respect very dearly. Someone who is a very good friend of mine. At least friend and different. They're my superior. They're someone that has led me through many, many campaigns throughout this entire land. And then they were given the profound honor to be able to lead more than just a single army. They were actually given the great honor to lead a righteous cause for royalty.
There you go. There you go.
And then some little gnome had to mouth off as then essentially brought a god to destroy their dragon and cause them to run away. I don't know much about my general's concerns.
That's not quite as bad as Talbot.
It's very interesting to know that you were the cause of it, because through your memories, I can't see why you would be any cause of annoyance.
I know, I'm great.
But I'm certain she would love to be able to see you and could reveal it for myself. So I'm sure she pulls out in her hands a tuning fork. And she takes out her sword and it's like, I'm certain she'll be seeing you very soon.
No, it's fine.
So
I don't need to see
I think
her.
the rest
no.
of you might want to, if you do want your reality, I'll see how far it carries you to get out. But you might want to look to the skies. And she rings out the tuning fork and it radiates throughout the sea. Silvery vibrations begin to call through.
You're calling that general.
Faelyn, I'm going to ask you,
Well, we don't have
do
to
you go into your reality? And if so, what is the thing of the reality you use to get you guys out of this? And does anybody else want to try to do anything in this last moment?
I definitely do.
I just say we have to stick together wherever we go.
together forever.
I picked
Until we have to inevitably sacrifice Nyxi because this was awful. Tim says that in his head.
I killed you guys, or I could have killed the general. I chose to try to do
Said
peace.
that in his head. You didn't hear that.
I choose the reality of just after. Sorry, I need a reminder. Was my friendship with that female warrior before or after Enki's suicide?
Female warrior, Richard.
When we were looking
Yes,
for the bodies
the
in
scout.
the cave.
Yes. Oh, I do remember exactly who. it
Yeah.
was.
Was that
That
before or
was
after Enki's
at the same
suicide?
point.
I know, but
Yeah.
was it? It was just before or just after, and I can't remember.
It was just after, in terms of your actual development and talking with them.
That's what I thought. That's where I'm going to go.
Okay,
The connection I had with that
you're going to that connection where
scout.
you are in with that scout in that present
Mhm.
moment. All right. That's the reality you're going to choose, and that's the reality you're going to explore when we come back from our break.
Wow, we're gonna be right back.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't like memory things.
I think
Honestly, I'm just like, I thought that once we like
Very
escaped that, you
interesting.
know.
yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, once we escaped Asgard, I thought it would be good, you know.
Oh yeah, like
Think
the
what
rest of the
follows.
campaign, we're just hanging out on
Yeah.
pillows, getting fed grapes.
Yeah.
Gods don't follow people usually. They're pretty chill most of the time.
Well, you know.
Like, she got me. You won this one, Nyxi.
Oh well.
I'm just running away from the problem.
It's
Wink.
Yeah.
Recording. Racist.
we got a silly goofy little message. Whose is that?
I
don't
read
know.
it.
You made it here?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Hey, let me read some features.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad we take the time in our breaks to not record shit. Somebody, I remember.
Prizes.
I remember
Drawing the middle
for
finger.
Strahd, someone said, it was
They might be
my
little
friend Becca,
stickers.
she's like, we should record or she said you should, because she's helping me build my business, my business.
Midness.
My business. I'm sorry,
Somebody build my business.
I'm singing "Business" by Eminem all the time at karaoke, so now I'm like, let's get down to business. But she said you should record even during the breaks and everything, because that's going to be your brand, and that's going to be what people come for, and that's going to be listening. And I'm like, it's going to be what people.
No, you could not know us well enough.
Some things that would be funny, but other things.
The last
I
thing
think it's
was
just,
your
well,
shit talk.
the fact that it was immediately talked about there was like the opinion of a celebrity, and I'm like, I don't want that being my brand of like we just gossip because we don't. It was so funny. I'm like, it's the worst example.
Wait,
This
you
was-
gotta, like,
Yeah,
honestly,
play a game.
Honestly, I wish that was in.
but you have to write like glue and stuff.
I wish
like,
that was in this.
I don't think you do.
what was
for this
what was
game.
happening?
Okay,
No,
I pick. What numbers are there?
I just have one
There's
message.
no number.
No.
One message.
Okay. You guys ready?
Is it just
Yeah.
you?
You guys
Yes.
ready? I don't know if I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Fuck.
We're coming back. We're coming back.
Right up the ass.
We're gonna come back
With
here,
the cactus.
and I feel like
No,
where
not
we're gonna
bad.
come back to, oddly,
I'm
is
riled
gonna
up
be
now.
you guys again. We're gonna come back to you guys here, and thank
No.
God we could find in the notes where Kana, like your reality now. Faelyn, make it first an intelligence saving throw and a charisma saving throw.
Ooh, Faelyn, that's you.
4 for intelligence.
Okay.
Wouldn't be wisdom, couldn't it? Nope.
No.
12.
12. Okay. Again, you come back to this moment. You in your moment think, I need to come back to this point to find Kana for guidance. And the thing is, it's like that moment carries over for you, but the moment you come back to, it's not like things begin to unravel and change before your eyes. It's as if you like immediately jump to this moment where you are running through the forest back to kind of that overhang where you can see there is Kana there. What you can see, Kana was the scout that you guys had met when you could see the Sufferer's Sword display of severed heads, including the head of one of the allies of the Buxic fuckers, Helix. Shout out to Curtis. Love that, man. You guys, you come back to this moment, seeing Kana, looking at the individual with a bag over their heads. They set it there, and then they kind of like step back a little bit, and then you are running down towards them to meet them here. What do you do?
Yeah. This is before Kana and I met?
This is the moment, like you have a resonance of like meeting Kana before. This is kind of like you met Kana kind of in this moment, like at the ambush.
Yeah.
She was up at the overhang, spoke to
Yes.
you. Yeah, so but it's just her right now.
Okay.
Nobody
got it.
else in the space.
I'm just trying to, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I shout out, Kana.
Turns. Huh.
Are you all right?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Are you all right?
Not entirely.
What seems to be the problem? How can I help?
I'm feeling, I am certainly lost and, quite frankly, looking for a friend, looking for guidance. I know that we don't know each other well, but and I'm working quite hard I've taken my shoes off and I'm working to feel my feet in the earth
Okay.
as I'm walking towards her.
As far as feeling, you are feeling centered onto the ground at this
Yeah,
moment.
correct.
She looks at you and says, well, we can't be staying here. We're like exposed. He's going to be coming back any minute.
Yes, I agree.
We need to go.
I agree.
I can take you as far as I can to the city.
Let's do it.
Can make her way. It's going to be hard. All right. Come with me. And you and her begin to move. Now, Zummyar, you and Nyxi are kind of watching over this moment, as if you guys are like kind of on the overhang, seeing Faelyn immediately believing in this reality, following Kana. One thing I would say with Kana, you notice with her, you see this kind of like silvery kind of strand in her hair. It's just kind of like like some people have like a streak in their hair. She's got a little silver streak, just kind of like right in her hair. Seems like she's done something different with her hair. You guys see this. Watching Faelyn, believing the reality follow. What do you do?
Once again, believing.
I'm not saying you're believing the reality anymore. You know it. You know it is this illusion, but you see Faelyn completely believing it.
Did it pull her out of it, or just gonna keep going?
And the gift is gone, right? The gift
Gift is not with you.
cool.
Yeah, but they kind of did the doing.
Yeah. Should probably at least follow for a second and just see. I'm gonna go like walk right in front of Faelyn, actually.
Sure.
Just be like,
Faelyn, you walk through the area and you see like a hooded figure kind of like coming around the corner. Like in your distortion, you can get out of the way, like keep beginning to go, but it's like it feels you can see this individual trying to get like in your face.
"Oh, Faelyn,
Yes.
it's Zummyar. This isn't real."
Yes. And I keep going with.
Yeah.
Not even paying attention.
Rushing as
Just
if
like,
on
who's
the
this
screen.
crazy person?
You just keep going.
Oh, my turn.
Keep going with Connor.
Can I like try to like imitate Zummyar and be like, Faelyn?
You begin to hear shouts calling your name as things are chasing you in this moment. You can see these two dark, like cloaked hooded figures are beginning to make their way, following you, calling your name, kind of trying to pull you back in this moment.
But I want to be like cutesy. I want to be like my cute little.
You hear a cute shadowy figure with a cloak over top of their face,
Yeah.
obscuring their face to you. They seem like individuals that you had seen in the ambush position before.
And I'm like waving.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
I call over. If you need help, follow. And I keep going with
No,
Connor.
you need help.
Faelyn, don't move. Stop running.
It's not real.
I love when the players insert narrative that continues to feed the motivation.
Faelyn is loving the fact that she's got her shoes off and she is running like a wild elf again
Can I grab her
with
shoe?
a sister.
Can I just
Just keeps
try
going.
to
Tackle her.
Can I try to take control away from Faelyn, since that's not working?
You want to try to take full control on this?
Or I say, do you want to try to take control?
No,
You're
no.
probably better at this than
Mm,
I've failed many a time.
Yeah, but remember last time, blood, brother.
I've done this 3 times in a row and I keep falling into it.
And you keep rushing and rushing and rushing.
Can I?
She's running.
Oh my god! Can I jump her?
That's a bad idea.
No, I don't know. What you
You
want.
can try to catch up if you want to.
No, my legs are too small. Can you throw me?
What's your intelligence?
Absolutely.
What's your speed? What's your speed with your intelligence? Because that's how it works.
Oh, run!
Faster.
I'm fast as both we.
I'm just gonna pick her up with
No.
My intelligence plus 3, 16.
It's a 16, so it's 16 times something. In my mind, I think it's 16 times 3 is your speed. Yeah.
Pretty good at quick math.
43.
Thank you.
Yeah, 43 feet of movement, which is essentially 40. Now we'll go 40.
Oh, and she's slow.
Yeah.
I forgot about
I am trying. If I see her take off,
I'm
I'm gonna try to grab her.
I'm fast as my gosh. I'm like,
Go ahead and make an athletics check and make a dexterity check. I'm gonna say acrobatics. Athletics, acrobatics.
acrobatics. A 12.
4.
Oh yeah, boy.
You switch into Russian instead. Now, Faelyn, go ahead and make another intelligence saving throw, charisma saving throw this moment.
I'm gonna yell. It's not real.
I tried though.
12,
12,
Come on.
9.
9. Okay, you feel a little less in control in this moment, but you do feel now things start to change and it's abnormally so. So you are aware that this is something that is now a distortion. You're diving deeper into a new reality. The reason it's not real, you can tell, is that you are now on Monophore, your island home. You are in the material forest of your island, rushing, feeling the deep, rich earth under your feet, but you know it's not really
Connor
there.
with me or no longer with me?
Anna's still with you.
Okay.
She's still behind you, and the silver streak in her hair is kind of emanating a little bit
More.
more. You begin to run up this. You're running up a hill right now, and you see behind you, chasing you, a shadowy figure. You can see though that it has Nyxi's face. In a cloak, you can see.
I see a
Just
like
all
a
assay.
shadowy figure with a piece of paper that looks like Nyxi's face.
Mhm.
I'm like, Faelyn! You're in a distorted reality. Wake up.
So I notice I'm not really paying attention to this, but I do notice a little bit of distortion. And I think that for Faelyn, the silver, I look back and I see the silver and something twigs.
Mhm.
So I stop for a moment, I look and go, that's silver, that looks wonderful. Have you changed your hair?
Make a religion check.
Well,
She looks at you and says, I haven't changed anything about myself, but I've also changed everything. So she keeps running. You connect something in that phrase. You're like, change, time, change. Something is making you feel at home, but it's not
yeah.
what's around you. There's
Yeah.
something that's grounding you inside of like a home sense. You're feeling, you start to kind of feel a strange embrace, but nobody's like
Embracing.
there with you. Yeah. Nyxi, are you gonna try to tackle her?
I mean, can I like just grab her and like take over reality myself? I just don't want her running away.
I drop to the ground and put my hand on the grass and I'm trying to feel something,
Sure.
but I don't know what.
Yeah, sure. You put your hand on the grass. As you do that, you come up right on this area. Go ahead and make a, I could say, I'm gonna say this is a contested charisma check.
Yeah.
Not a saving throw. You guys roll against your charismas in this moment.
Oh shit. And
So sorry, not a saving throw?
Not a saving throw, just your charisma. It's a
roll for
charisma check.
charisma.
It's
rolled
not
10.
a bonus. It's not performance.
You're
None of that. It's just your charisma.
Ah,
Trying to
okay.
do
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
It's good.
17.
Fuck.
You feel a hand try to intrude and try to take over this reality. You know it's Nyxi trying to take over, but you're not ready to let go.
Yeah.
Can I just be like, Faelyn, let go. Please.
I need to hold on to this to
No,
get
you
us through the
don't.
portal.
No, you don't. You're going too far. You're going way too far. At least that's what Zummyar was telling me. And so I'm just going.
I look for Kana.
Anna is still running up the hill, like trying to make their way up. They're about to turn, but they see you, and you can still see the silver strand kind of running, almost like a thread coming up through. She turns, sees this. Nyxi, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
No. Oh God. Oh.
Too much ADHD.
5.
You feel yourself as like strangely the silver light kind of emanates from you, and you are glittering and held in place.
Ah shit.
Trigger turn the stone again.
No. Yeah. Zummyar, are you coming?
I go to Kana.
Yeah, I'm just
And-
like,
We get to the top of that hill, I think. And I turn to Kana and I run my hands through her hair on that silver side.
You appear at the top of the hill, far away from Nyxi. Nyxi, you drop down on the ground and you run it through. Silver kind of runs and now kind of traces up onto your fingers.
I like how gay this is.
Yeah, had to make it weird.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm like so majestic. I think.
Does this click with anything from the Feywild that I might know of?
Now you gotta make a nature check.
Yeah. Should have it memorized by now. Right, yes. 15.
Pieces are starting to come from you. Change, time, creatures, elves. You start mixing in your mind. You don't think of like the Eladrin. You're not thinking of seasons. It's not seasons, but it is the concept of change itself. It is shapes and forms, and you remember a vision you had in the nightmares. You remember shifts, change, cycles. The cycles of it moving through. Constant change, ever present, but always in form. Rearranging. You start to see the moon. The silver moon that you had seen before. And you look and you can see above on the hill, the moon is beautiful above your head. It's still kind of like coming up over the horizon. It's not fully in the thing, but it's getting closer. You can make it. It is like this perfect circle in the sky. Silver, glorious. Still got a little bit of a ways to get to it, but you can feel it. And you guys are currently up behind at this moment. Kana, at this point, is looking at you and says, "You can't stay long. You have to run. You can make it. Can you keep up?"
I sit down on the grass.
Sit.
Yep.
She looks.
I say, Connor, can you stay with me? Are you sure you have to leave?
I'm not leaving.
Stay with me. And I sit down on the grass and I try to drop into a trance meditation and connect with that moon.
Okay. Go ahead and make I'm gonna say for this case, go ahead and make a wisdom check, including your proficiency bonus, similar to what Zummyar does with his meditation.
Oh, okay.
Both of you rushing to the top of the hill. You're just rushing to catch up?
Am I frozen still?
No, you dropped when they got to the top of the hill. You were frozen, and then Faelyn wasn't there with you. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh fuck. Do you see her?
At the top of the hill? Yeah. Okay.
19.
Very good.
I just see what she's doing and I just let her do her thing.
Yeah, same. I'm just like, can't get worse.
Because I can tell that she's kind of trying to do a similar thing to like what I do.
Cool. When you guys get to the top of the hill, seeing that, you think she's doing a similar thing. The difference is that as Faelyn drops into it, it's completely different from yours because she is floating in the air right around you with the actual giant like sheen of silver light.
We're also in the astral plane. I don't know. I'm just kind of like, sure.
This is different though.
Yeah.
Because you guys go from this kind of like natural island to all of a sudden coming into almost this like Twilight Zone starscape above a forest and trees that they themselves are almost in this glorious, rich, vibrant sheen of white, black stems. You can see the roots of the trees as if everything is becoming like turning from like white silhouettes and shadow moving through, like black and white kind of contrast where you can see the rich veins of the earth. Almost like those old like classic puppet shows, like those like shadow plays that you would see filmed, but like with white and black.
Faelyn's so happy to be here. She is feeling really safe.
You are feeling yourself float up higher, feeling this connection, and you know you're not alone. Because in the trance, you don't see presently, but what you two see is a floating being in a beautiful silver gown, connecting directly to Faelyn as their silver hair flows into the actual air. Their face you cannot see, and you're about to see it, but we're going to come to you. Richard, the chariot brings you.
Where are we going? I yell to the person in front.
Perfect.
Great transition.
What's
Never seen something smoother.
I'm really pushing your left. I'm gonna tell you this. You're really pushing.
Okay, I won't.
I'm not metagaming to tell you what to do, but my God.
Alright, sorry, I'll shut the fuck up.
I remember this
You-
happened several years ago.
Fuck, no, I didn't.
You are like the chariot person leaning up over to the front of the thing. The thing is, it is just like holy heavenly horses, like guiding this thing flying across with it.
Okay.
And one of them kind of goes behind you.
Well, yes. When I get back in my car, sit right down.
You sit upon this chariot. It flies directly to the first mountain.
Is that the top or the
No.
bottom? Is just a mountain?
It is a massive mountain, but it is the
Is it
bottom of the actual
the main
base
mountain?
of the range.
All right,
yes,
yeah.
of the cluster. You begin to fly towards it, and it's almost as if you go towards it and light encapsulates you as you approach the actual, like near the mountain surface. It looks like you're about to crash into it, and then light emanates, and you come into a chamber of calming, beautiful, crystalline blue structure where you can see these beautiful it's hard to describe. It's like, you know, like the kind of framing that you get in like a lot of the palaces where you can see like there's the metalwork and the glass kind of thing all around. Like it's like kind of like that. There's the design to it where it is, you come through the space as if you came down a long hallway where this blue and kind of like metallic look with this emanating beautiful chandelier above of like candles, but they're not like lit with flame. They're just little glows of flame of like pearls of light above.
Yeah.
You can see that kind of all around. And
What color's the sky? I can't see.
actually above you, you can see that there is like clouds kind of like swirling up above in this kind of like, it's like a glass frame kind of thing, but it's like almost like a living world around you. Like you almost look as if you're coming through like actually in the sky itself. Like the whole like blue movement is happening, so as if the world is still like movement around you, but as if you are in like a sky, like a city in the sky, basically.
Right. Okay.
You come through here, you see that there is a standing rod kind of positioned about 6 feet in height, set in the earth. With the top of it is a sun here, and wings are outstretched like as a metallic golden wings are set in the walls behind it. You see this frame, and then there's like kind of an angelic heavenly glow, like a little sun decor that is also set into the wall. The chariot drops you off here, kind of like sits and then tosses you out.
Yeah.
And then the chariot just kind of turns, does not leave, but moves down through the chamber. And then you see it disappear as if it has gone down a long... Actually, it's not even disappearing. It's going down the whole chamber as if it's going and going and going and going until you cannot see it. It just keeps going as far.
Okay.
You are alone in this room. Alone in this massive chamber when you see the clouds above you.
Do I have the fuck stick with me?
Yeah.
All right.
The demonic arts are like you feeling sick right now. You like feeling it internally. Your face is not necessarily showing it, but you are feeling it.
Okay. Do I hear anything?
Not presently.
How much farther does this chamber go down?
This chamber itself, if you want to move around it, this chamber itself is kind of like secluded here. You're in the central space of it, where it's like kind of like parts move together to kind of create this own central like kind of circle.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll walk deeper into it because that's where I assume they're gonna want me.
Sure. Do you just walk towards the actual standing rod in that, or do you? Because it's not like there's a deeper section. You can move to one side of the room or.
I'm gonna go look at the rod a little closer.
Sure. You get closer to it, and there's a major distortion that you're feeling here. But there's also
Insight check. Can I touch it?
Sure, make an insight check with advantage.
It's 16.
16. You feel like this rod has the straight symbol to Pelor. You can feel that. And you can feel as if you get closer to it, like there's a powerful holy presence beyond it.
I don't want to touch it.
Towards it. And it's almost as like you like is so you have like this apathy towards it and you pull back. It's so disturbing to you how holy this is and how warm. It feels so welcoming, and it's too much.
Mm-hmm. Do I still look fiendish? What do I look like? I look
You
the same.
look the same. You look fiendish. You look just sweaty.
I want to say something, but I don't know what to say that won't piss these people off because there's nothing that I don't do calm. I don't do small. I don't even know how to ask without it being aggressive.
Right.
So I just sit and wait, facing away from the statue.
You looking down
Yeah.
the far corridor.
Yeah.
You look staring down far and farther. Chariot is in that position. You see the clouds part above the ceiling. And you know those moments when rays of light come through clouds, like hitting specific parts of the earth.
Nice.
Jesus.
You see each of the clouds parting and revealing the land in front of you. You can see in the bluescapes where the light touches moments of your life. You see Cornwall. You see Nile. You see Morris being fed a potion, forced to drink it. You begin to see all these moments upon you in the material world. You see you dying for the first time in a dark cave, in a dark underground home. You see burning, having a child burn, like light a curtain. You see you on a beach with a woman.
Nice.
You see,
We mean murking Enki.
oddly enough, no. You see all these horrifying moments of your life. And in this moment, you just feel a golden light come through, and it churns your stomach. You feel yourself in the presence of something that is like emanating behind you.
Turn to love.
You see a figure you've seen once before.
Poetically on the floor. Much
And
like that.
Poetically, you behold a glowing, what you may think is a goddess, but you see their form. You see it in this royally golden gown, wings outstretched farther than you can even comprehend inside this space, wielding this rod, this glowing sun rod, and above them is a crest of pointed sunlight. The face seems of flesh, but also metal, radiating eyes.
Put my hand up and go. Pelor.
Does it scare you? Are you afraid, Richard?
Yeah. Big time.
Why am I not surprised? I see you now. You've tried to see me. You've tried to look beyond the veil before.
I don't want to look at this.
You wished to see me before, did you not? You tried so desperately to do it before. You tried so desperately in your own misinterpretation to come and access our world. You wish to behold me. Behold me now.
I've never seen Pelor in my life. Who do I see?
Pelor is not who you've sought, but you have sought my lands, our lands.
What are you?
You've sought to behold me many times. You've wished to hold me in your arms. You wish to hold me in your heart. Closer. You could never let me go, could you? You know who I am, Richard. And I know you.
This is so fucked.
See, you don't, they don't say
Oh,
anything
God.
to you. The light connects to yours. You flash in your mind and you see you in a cabin. An old lady walking towards you,
Yeah.
eating you cookies as you watch the arcane television and meme scrolling.
Yes.
You go through little pictured scrolls, just scrolling through little jokes and tossing them all in the garbage, each one costing a silver piece.
Yes, of course. Okay.
This is an advertisement for memes. You see a moment when you are just like holding your knees scraped, and a woman comes and emanates holy light, healing your wound, and you're like, I feel good, and then you go back and do the exact same thing over again, scuffing your elbow, rushing, and you're like, and she comes back.
It hurts.
You see a woman reading you bedtime stories on the couch as you just lie down, and you see just a woman glowing with warmth and love reading to you. You see a moment when she is sick and ill, still reading to you. unable to pronounce the words, but you, in kind of like, probably the first time acknowledging it, you listen, but with sadness, closing your eyes, kind of like listening, and then you see a woman fading and fading as they get older, and then you see them carried off on a boat in a beautiful funeral procession out into the ocean. And as their coffin goes out, tears well through your eyes, tears falling from your eyes currently, you see before you that figure. Not the older, frail figure, the majestic, powerful, angelic archangel before you.
Is she hot now?
The archangel that you saw before when you're taking the angel's mind and use it to open the portal. This is that angel.
Oh.
Say that again, sorry.
When you had access the portal to get
Yeah.
to Bitopia and
Yeah,
fight Zummyar, there was a flash of an angel. This very angel that you see before you.
Oh.
Grace. The archangel Grace is before you in this moment.
Grandma Grace.
Right?
That's not possible. This is part of my reality or something, isn't it?
You truly think that this is a distortion? Do you think that you are currently in a sea of your mind? If we were in a
No.
sea of your mind,
No. No, my mind's been so fucking clouded with the worst things that you can possibly imagine for.
exactly. And you behold something truly emanating of power, presence, order, love, and embrace. This could not be a manifestation of your mind, could it?
No.
This is an emanation of your reality. She gestures out to the floor, showing you everything. Each moment. You see as screams come, blood begin to pour out upon the floor. Shadows cast, and you see the clouds begin to turn gray clouds. This is your reality, is it not? This. For a brief moment, you see the whole floor turn into the terrifying visage of a Knoll Lord. Laughing, cackling, and you feel it. And then it's gone. As if the very presence of it is too much to show in this world. That is your reality, is it not? You were given so much. And you chose this to be your reality.
Good.
Is it too much for you to tell me why? To tell all of us why?
Yeah. I've spent my entire life 40 some years of my entire life since you've been gone trying to find this acceptance and love in this world. There's supposed to be something for everybody. That's what Pelor says. That's what you said. I can't make eye contact. But there wasn't that for me in my world. That wasn't my existence. And you know that. So when I lost the only form of family or care or love that I had, I had nothing. And I hermited away, and I never left our house. My mind changed. I fell into this dark spiral that called out to me that there's something bigger than this world that I was supposed to be reaching. But there was no guidance, and there was never love with Pelor. There never was for me. None of that was ever love. That was just hate, and that was corruption, and it was an abuse of power and a way to control these people. And I couldn't get behind that. So when I was offered a chance to make money and feel powerful, I lied, convincing people that I was something I wasn't. I've got myself into so much shit, and I've ruined so many people's lives. I've killed so many people that I don't even have a direction anymore. So when I died, I always thought that you would find me, that you would be the one that would be saving me. And when I died and woke up in something worse than the shit you would hear about on mass, hearing worse things than the nine hells, worse things than pandemonium, just this absolute, this dark, this evil space, and to be treated with, for the first time, what I would gather as respect or interest from a god. That was my calling. That was my calling. I'd given up all for any trust and faith in society. Not even society. Society means nothing anymore. But in existence, like there was, and to be accepted by something, it's pretty much all I needed. Never really wanted, and to be treated like I was above people. I've always been under people my entire life. That power corrupted me, and I devoted my life to this thing. The thing who I initially thought would protect me, or give me power, or give me fear, because that's all I ever wanted to give people was fear. I only wanted to scare people because I've been scared my entire fucking life. So to be given that power, and why it chose me, I can never understand. It's a power beyond humankind, and it makes me sick that I managed to lie my way into problems in my living existence and problems in my afterlife. I can't even keep it happy. I can't say it. Nothing makes anybody happy. The only thing I really have is like my 4 or 5 people that I travel with over the years, over the months. God, I don't even know what time is anymore. Like, I have no direction. And I've accepted that I'm cursed forever. And I may never leave this. In my entire existence, if I ever manage to go back to any form of earth or living that I used to know, that I'm just ticking down and continuing to lie my way out of situations, even through the abyss and through Yanagu's name. I'm trapped. I will die, and I will end up a failure in the abyss, just like I died in real life, just like I died in Yasgard, and just like I'm going to die in Mount Celestia. There's a lot of good and there's a lot of evil, but the evil I used to experience with Pelor is not the kind of evil that you experience with Yanagu. Kill me. That's what I'm here for, isn't it? Where I get executed and sent back. I can accept that. Died 7 times. Sit down.
you see a figure walking up towards you on your right side. It is not the angelic being before you. You see right there the small wizened body of your grandmother coming up towards you. Richard, my dear sweet boy, you have been afraid for so long, and you know fear. You more than anyone. You don't know pain. And pain is seeing someone you love and took care of for so long take a path that was not intended for them at that time. I did not know if Pelor saw me. I did not know if my gifts that I could give unto others was simply of my own faith or that of a divine being. I did not know until I sailed off on the horizon. It's a long time for us, Richard, to wait, to hope, to be patient. Patience is something that I hoped to have. It was easier when I had someone who kept every single day of mine proving to me that my gifts and my choices were worth it. I gave up a life where I too could pursue and meet the world because I knew that there was something more important to take care of. And I wanted you to have everything. I can see, as always, there's a misunderstanding there. A misunderstanding of what I was doing. But that's not on you. That's not on me. It just simply is what it is. And that is fine. I'm at peace with that.
How can you be at peace with that?
Because I embraced life, Richard. Every aspect of it. The good, the bad, the wild, the simple, the orderly, the chaotic, and everything in between, the unexplainable. I accepted that life is every single thing that we encounter every day. You may have not felt love directly. I didn't at times. I was part of a world that was not accepting of me or Pelor before. I changed that. I brought his light to a part of the world that was so scared, so afraid, and still is. They misuse much of me, and much of my example, and much of Pelor's power.
Why do you let them get away with that?
It's not solely for me to say. You see as they merge back, you see them float back into the angel. They take on grace. You think we do not see what they do? This crystal crop, mortal beings attaining divine power in Pelor's name. They are driven by faith, radical extremes. They carry with them this power and sense. Mortals are much more powerful than we give them credit for. Wouldn't you agree? And yet you think that we are conscious all the time of their power? Pelor sees it. Pelor knows that their power exists, and their faith, devotion, extremism, fanaticism does give way to power. But do you think that Pelor would grant access to these people? Or do you think that their hunger, their desire for changing the world, their pain, is bringing about something completely different? It would have claimed them, Richard. In time, as everything does in time, it would have changed. They would have come to realize in their final moments that their souls were not coming to the heavens, but somewhere deeper, darker. But something had to change. Something decided to take a stand, but all too late, and all with the wrong cause, the wrong focus. And now, things are changing. You see as the light shines again, now you see different things. You see signs of the crystal crop on Emeria, not the ones you'd seen. You see a few different images. The first one that you see, the crystal crop walking through town, being hailed a hero. Members of the organization coming through in certain parts of the area, being embraced, being supported. And you can see that there is a crumbled stone creature that seems to be like manifested in like multiple body parts, like multiple like arms and limbs and screeching faces. Go ahead and make a history check on that for me, please. 30. You don't know what this is, but it's terrifying. And you can see that members of the crystal crop, including one dwarven individual carrying a glowing hammer and wearing the crystal crop mask, is walking away from that creature as rubble falls behind it. And they are embraced and hailed as heroes. You can see that there is Lord Brack with a fresh eye missing. His eye is scarred, but he embraces and hails and is beginning to talk publicly with members of the crystal crop inside. You begin to see, too, that there is a monument in the dead twins that is hailed to heroes of the crystal crop with names of people, a marker for people who stood and tried to face off tyranny, who were destroyed by terrifying magic. You can see, as this angel shows you all these flashes of power shifting, Lord Brack standing at the peak of like a bunch of nobles with an eye patch. These individuals would have faced justice. They would have faced a righteous hand, but righteousness had to step away. They are now being lauded in different ways. They're being embraced. And why? Because their fear, the fear of a populace, from being terrorized from individuals who had destroyed monuments, you see the shadows retreat. Who had assassinated people on the road, you see a roadside mountainside cavern, where like a break where you can see dead bodies scattered. Where people who had preached hate and allowed for criminals to go loose. You can see as Lobo is alive. Lobo is looking better. And Lobo is wearing what looks to be some kind of like factional organizational thing and rushing through with other individuals. They're running and hiding. They're being attacked. You can see like a lion being shot at and like having to be huddled away. You see there is two sisters, two dwarven sisters holding each other's heads with an emanating light of Pelor's marker. These individuals who claim Pelor to be their savior and saint. They were called by fear. Fear is what drove them to a common enemy. Ones who cast terrifying magic and have a face of fear, an animalistic, bestial face. A being that has caused so much pain. And some people to feel that that power was something similar to a god. Embracing a demon as something it could never be. And you see the banishment of the father. The one father you had sent away, coming back in the destroyed blood, and you go deeper into that pool. As you do, you see people underground, huddled and praying, with like a massive pile of gore in the center of the room, almost like looking to extract power from it. And then you see these same people up above on these like hanging kind of mounds, like these kind of X's. And then like they fall and break, and as they break, they explode. Devoted followers trying to find a new power that they witnessed because they saw something they believed was divine, also a misinterpretation. You think that society does not matter? Maybe not to those who have graced the outer worlds, our divine planes, all too early in life. Maybe you've seen all of these things, demons, gods, dragons, and you take the idea that you can be reborn, killed, and then brought back to the world. You think that is Yanagu's power? You misunderstand again. You think that civilization does not mean anything? We would not be here if not for you mortals bringing some faith into the world. Our eminence, our influence, our presence, our interests would be nothing. You feel that there is nothing that matters. Everything matters to us. When you see that, hear that same voice, life, everything. That embrace. I embrace it all. So, Richard, you feel you've come here to die. Or what? Your sins and transgressions? The fear you've instilled in others? Were you coming here the first time to seek this place so that somewhere that you could be seen as a great power of evil that was deserving to be smited by us? Is that what you feel? Do you feel that, Richard?
No.
Do you feel that you are lesser than you should be?
No.
Why? What makes you feel that you are so much more? What makes you feel? What is the connection?
You've misunderstood me. I do not feel more. I do not feel more. I want to feel more. Because I really do believe that there's something bigger to this than what I've been living, how I've been living. I'm not above any of this. I am so low on these ranks. I just want something more. I just want to be more. I don't have more. I've been lied to and worked this entire time by everybody. That's why I've accepted that this is really how it is. And I'm that unranked or unimportant, then why am I still alive? Why do I keep getting resurrected? Why can't I die?
You know why? There are some who would see it otherwise. Some who do see you as valuable. The lights shine again. You see Enki now, smiling at you, doing what no one else would do. You see your dead body being carried from that place, that basement before, being carried by Zummyar, Naviri, Nyxi, Enki. Yeah, Enki was still alive. They bring you to a woman, devote to ill matter, and whose limbs were severed. Actually, it's more down. He's down now. Anyway, severed. Her limbs gone.
He's in hell.
But embracing you still. When a paladin tried to bring a sword down to cleave you, they stopped in the way. Conversation was had asking for leadership to help guide this person down a better path. You see a moment in which a serpent creature is reading into the minds of your friends on Yasgard, telling them stories of an apocalypse that will be brought, how fire will bring and encompass the world, how pain will be brought to people. And some people will be unharmed, those that are closest. And all of them still embracing, and each of them, even in the moments when they could escape, they keep saying, we need to find Richard. We need to find Richard. We need to give this spirit stone to Richard. As the gates are closing, when hope seems like they have no chance, still, they show concern and care. You are not here because of me, of us. We have not given you grace, not for some time. We do not feel you deserve it. Others have. Others care. Others love. And you have separated yourself from them so many times. They are with you. Always. And they will always be there. No matter how low you think of yourself, in their eyes, you are more. And you always will be. Richard, you should not be here. It is not your time, and you've beheld things you should not see. You have looked behind the veil all too early. Creatures like yourself, without importance or connection, are destroyed on sight. Any moment they come through here. And your soul has a claim, not by a god, by a lord who would like themselves to be powerful. Their motivations are clear. You know what they are. And you've been given a simple task to see that reality come to your world. Now you have been given great gifts, gifts that will allow you to survive greater things. I will not remove you of those gifts. I will remove you of the unnecessaries that come with it. Divine light comes around you on the helm that you have. The Unagu helm is disgusting and gnarled, and now it is polished bone. And you feel a curse remove itself from you and the object itself. This object had a curse that whenever you killed something and reduced it to like its hit points, you had to be able to advance and put yourself in greater risk. Putting yourself on the front lines of danger where you should not be. It was purposely getting you to crave more blood and to destroy, and putting yourself in a position where you could get closer to Unagu if you did die. That is gone. And it is not coming back. That is the final act of grace I show you in this moment. I must send you away. Sending you off to where you must go. There is another who has reached across the plains. They are also reaching out to a kin. And you will go to them. You must. And I'm sorry I cannot grant you an easy death. I am not giving you something easy. You've taken that too many times. You've sought power at an easy cost. Manipulation at easy, simple minds. Now it is time for you to do something different. If you wish to die, I will give you the chance. Bless you. Bless you. I will give you the chance. If you so wish to die, we will send one down. You can continue on your task if you wish. If you embrace it, we will at least know where you are. There is a foul creature who is calling your name. When you return to the material world, they will look for you and call to you. You may find them. In these lands, one will be there. You will know who they are by the sadness and horror and haunt and fear that they feel, but also by their devotion. They don't know why they have it. But occasionally they will give you gifts. You are to do nothing with them, but hold on to them dearly. That will be a sign that you are wanting to be destroyed. If you so choose, hold on to them. When all have been given to you, when they see it and the final gift is given, they can commit a ritual where you will be able to behold the most beautiful thing in the world, and then you will be no more. your soul will be purged and enraptured for eons. You will feel that feeling till the end of any point in time. That is your choice. Mine is to give you this moment. But you must prove that you are going to be different, to pursue this. And if you feel that you must change your ways, do so. But not for my sake, for theirs. You feel yourself as the chariot comes back, pulls through, runs up, and presents itself to you. Never come back to the mountains. Never come back to our plane.
Even if I earn it.
You will come back if you earn it. It is not a matter of earning. You come here when your time is ready. If your time is ready. Do not come here on your own accord, or the heavenly hosts will see to it that their first act upon your entry will be committed, and I will not stop them. And if you continue on this path, it will not be the heavenly hosts you worry about. I will stop you myself. Chariot door opens.
I walk towards the chariot. I go to enter. I don't turn back because I don't want to see if they're there or not. Before I get into the chariot, I go, well, I love it, Grandma. I get in the chariot and we fuck off.
It takes you out. You fly over the city, over the entirety of Mount Celestia, heading back towards the single sun that you saw before, that gate. Tiny and minuscule, barely registered at this point, but it carries you over and over and over and over, launching you to go through. But in that moment, the whole changes. You go through, and now you are carried. As you go through the silvery sea, you see a small strand of silver kind of like floating in the air in front of you, like kind of a small rope.
Grab it.
You begin to like torpedo through
Yeah.
as the world around you turns like black and white. In this moment, Faelyn, you open up through your trance and you behold a gorgeous elf. Angular face, eyes like it's not even like simple human mortal peoples. It's like almost like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like ancient elfin eyes, long ears, beautiful face. It's neither man nor woman, but it's everything at the same time. It's changing form in this moment. Beautiful enrapturement, harsh criticism. You are beholding a creature that is like a contrast, contradiction, everything at the same time. Oh, my sweet child. You realize you've done a very terrible thing, but we're so proud of you at the same moment. So happy for you to have come and found us. Wish it took you a little bit longer, like sooner to be able to do it. So you wish to go through here. Behind you, there's the massive, just silvery moon right behind you.
Yes.
Oh, my dear. Before you do, I need to check a few things with you. Hope you understand. Do you understand? Do you understand? Very good, very good. I just wanted to know. Very good. Faelyn, my. What an interesting life you've led. Embracing of shadow, despite you come from the fluorescent worlds. I must say, very interesting choice you've made. Is it one that you are happy with so far, yielding the results?
Not entirely.
No, really. What is it that has caused you such disturbance?
Well, I think being in several levels of hell may have something to do with it.
Oh, my dear. That's only part of it. I understand them.
I regret some choices.
What choices? Tell us.
I think that moment when I shot some people in the back continue to haunt me. And not continuing with my task.
Was there a reason for it?
I wanted adventure.
Oh. Please go on. I cut you off.
I've spent I wanted to feel something that my parents felt.
He creates an image before you of your two parents, like kind of like strands, like almost like right two-dimensional figures of your mom and your dad just in this moment. What was it that they felt? Tell us.
As terrible as what happened to them, I felt like they were alive. And they knew what that felt like.
Oh.
And I wanted that.
Of course. The liveliness of a world, life well lived. We all want that. You see thousands of elves kind of like all surrounding, as if your parents are not just like single images, but almost like recreations of multiple images going through the generations. Of course, we all want that. Your parents were very much in love, felt love deeply. They knew fear, but they also knew how to turn that into adrenaline, and how to turn that into excitement, and how to turn that into embrace and responsibility. They knew how to take it all and make it so beautiful. And also, they knew when it would bring danger and destruction.
Are we seeing any of this, or are we just seeing like
Like,
up in the
good
clouds?
question. In this moment, you are actually kind of caught in a space. Like you find yourself like tied with these silver like kind of like ropes around you. Like in a space, you can see Faelyn is like beholding this creature, but you don't hear the conversation of this moment. You're seeing a lot of like contrasting things. Like you guys are almost like all white mixed in. The stones that you have are very prominent at this moment. You see that. You can also see that there's like a cord, a rope that's kind of going off deep, deep, deep into nothingness.
Okay. I would.
Can I follow with it?
Sure, you kind of float over towards it, and then your rope whoop, kind of pulls you back for that moment.
Enter again.
Yeah.
Okay, just go through.
And I think in that moment I would try to like clear my mind and connect with Faelyn if I could. I don't know if there'd be like a block.
Make a,
there or
make a
something.
meditation check.
Faelyn starts tearing up.
And
Not for you, man. Not connecting in this way.
all right, well,
Faelyn starts to openly weep.
I just started.
You feel, I will say, you see the face that you didn't see before, flash in your eyes and kind of sit you down. You float.
I'll just say
Floating.
whatever's going on.
It looked mean.
blocked me,
Yeah, it looked mean.
so let's just hang out.
Yeah,
just hang
crying
out.
silver tears fall.
Faelyn,
I wanted to kill something to avenge my parents.
I know you. You wanted to kill monsters. Simple, easy monsters. You see orcs and gnolls, monstrous, cartoonishly so, before you.
A little bit of a. Huh. It's not what it is it?
Well, it can be. You've seen that. a distortion of you like scattered across as you kill like 100 gnolls like coming up on like Yanagu's fortress. You see, but you also know there is a difference. She shows the moment when you control the gnoll to tag darklings, where you sict them onto others. Sometimes it is that way. You see these orcs are like marauding and attacking the small town of like wee folk, causing a lot of pain, capturing people, making fun of it. Then you see these orcs that are mixed in a marketplace, trading beasts and like weapons, but also like spices and minerals like ore and all this. It's like a rich community. You see like them teaching religious doctrines and talking with figures, not of an Eye of Runesh, but of like creatures that are actually connected in some way to like, it seems like they're actually preaching some kind of like words with you can see like a rising sun kind of like coming up over the hill on one of their banners. There's so much in the world, Faelyn. We are far beyond the days when the world was simple. She shows you a full stretch of the cosmology, showing you the world as it was. Simple circle of cycle of the world. You see that before you. Easy. Good, evil, neutral powers all around that you see it. He says, the world changed dramatically a long time ago. You see as all of it rearranges. The hells become deeper. The abyss becomes a giant circle under it. And the hells, the 9 layers, shrink into 6. You can see also the heavens reform so that they are no longer in an arc, but in a line. There are 3 like planes there, and one is at the top, one in the middle, and one at the base. And then you can see the center of the world kind of still in fluctuation, but kind of like spinning still. The outer planes are rearranged in a way that is like kind of wild, and you can see that there's like this emanating magical like comet that floats all around it constantly, almost like spinning like a ions. See that?
Sort of.
Feel, Faelyn, feel. Allow yourself to feel.
That is what I did not want to do. I'm not telling you anything you don't know.
Why are you telling me things that you don't know or need to know? She shows you an emanation of your family and orcs together. Not your parents, yes, but also your grandfather. You see your grandfather mixing and mingling with orcs, talking to them, actually civilly and diplomatically. But what they're talking about, you don't see fully, but you do see banners as well. However, it's not the same rising sun one that you saw, it's different. Your family was a victim family, but not of what you think, not of the simple bestial natures of creatures. You see before a long line of religious doctrine. You see that their father and your grandfather were religious individuals carried over. Your grandfather was in need of something because he felt a disconnect because his wife had passed. And as his wife passed, he sought aid. Before, you may have considered and interpreted a violation of your grandfather's flesh that harmed you. You want to lower your computer screen for a moment, Monika, so people can just see?
To the fetal.
Faelyn, you see this moment as your grandfather instead was betrayed by friends of a religious faith and was turned away in some way. And an example had to be made. An example was made. You see this. However, what happens now is that the display is from bestial monstrosities. These creatures then attack your family and destroy it. Now, while this is true, your family was felled by these creatures. You change the reality. You let hate be your guiding point. Now let me explain something to you, Missy. Hate is a powerful motivator. It gets you one place and goes to another place, and it allows you to go through, and it allows you to be able to draw a bow really strong and then kill something, shooting it right between the eyes. But let me ask you something very, very, very seriously. Do you think that hate truly solves your problems? Or does it deepen your own problems for yourself? What's that arm on your shoulder? That's my girl. See? But here's the thing. We know why you hate. We know where it comes from. We're not judging you for that. That's not for us to do. However, our job is to keep balance. Hatred will always linger. At least a very powerful disdain and anger for losing something you loved. We know why. That anger is understandable. But you must understand that it comes from something far beyond. It is not singular in a vacuum of the world. It is systemic within. There is more to it. And Faelyn, there is more to your actions, your abandoning of your task. Balance is necessary in all things. You embrace the shadow. You embrace darkness. We are the shadow. You see that the light goes from light power to like the invert color. Like it changes automatically. Like the silvery moon becomes like an eclipse. There's shadow. And there's darkness. But vibrancy and life in our world. Balance always. The echoes. The Shadowfell. The Feywild. It is all connected and necessary. However, your task was to help maintain balance. And that was abandoned. You can see now the world, your land, not in photo negative. It is vibrant and colorful. It is distant. You were like looking down on it. It is covered in a dark shadow. Not completely blackened, but it is like a deep blue. You know that the sun should be rising, should be embraced, but something has cloaked it. Faelyn, my dear, dear, dear sweet girl. Adventure was with you all along. You could have carried it and brought so much, kept balance. But you embraced one side over the other. You embraced hate. You didn't calm it. You didn't find true understanding. That is negligence and abandonment. Everything has a purpose. And it is all fueled by understandable logical reasons. But it's also important. You see the reverse. We are capable of change. It's in our nature. You see the memories of so many, but you chose to forget your own memories. You warped them. You changed your history to be motivated by hatred. You're still young. You're still learning. Balance is everything. Faelyn, you can say something if you want. You've been very quiet, and I do want you to talk right now.
I am so excited. Thank you.
Are you excited to go back to the world? I'm excited to let you go back. These ones too.
Big face.
Shows an image. And like hurtling, you begin to see a giant figure begin to hurtle into the thing. And at this moment, Richard, you are coming closer and closer and closer.
In a chainmail form. Am I human form again?
You're still in that kind of demonic feature
Oh, okay.
still. But
In a
you
chainmail form.
are floating now in this kind of white form, and you're bobbing around, and you can see kind of like silhouetted figures of like Zummyar and Nyxi,
I'm just like
and another being in this moment. These creatures
And
with you,
doing this.
they are also part of the shadow.
Just sideways.
Balance. I'll need to find it. Faelyn, you realize going back, there is much work for you to do. There's much work that you'll need to repair. Not all of it is something you can do outside the world. Your place will be here. Some things may be asked. It is important for you to remember what it is you stay with, so that later you can go out. You can explore and get that adventure you seek. But there is still duty and responsibility. That's what we do for the old, curmudgeons in our industry. We want to make sure they're taken care of. We take care of them so very well. Rubs your face. Embrace the chaos. Embrace the wildness. Embrace law, order. Keep it all together. Embrace nature. Embrace everything in between. There is one I will give you, one of my greatest devoted followers. It will bring you back. Listen to them. They have much to tell you. They know you're coming. They know you're all coming. They will give you tasks. You must make sure you listen to them. Follow what you want. Remember what is important. The world has changed quite a bit. We're all adapting and changing that. Looks up, sees the eclipse. He's just spinning around until it's like this silvery light. Now, piece of me will go with you. With all of you. Just to remind you who it was that let you go back to the world. It's been very exciting on this end, I must say. I very much appreciate it. That was terrifying, by the way. You had two hooks inside of you. You were hanging in the air. That was terrifying. I didn't never seen that before. Well, that's a lie. I've seen it many times, but I didn't see it like that. No, that's true. That's not good. Are you ready? Yes. Are you all ready?
You all.
Huh?
Oh, right. You didn't hear any of that. Hello!
Hi.
Hey.
I heard all that.
Would you all like to get in the moon bow?
Yes.
You see her draw a bow out of silvery light and completely negative. It's like, come on, and brings out her hand. She grows up to be massive. You all kind of jump. You jump into it.
Yeah, I drew first.
Perfect.
So yeah,
Well, otherwise we're stuck here, so
I gesture.
I literally, as I get on, I'm just like, hi, my name's Nyxi.
Oh, that's sweet. Don't tell me that. Tell him. Anybody else?
Come.
Yeah,
Trust me.
Sit in the boat. Or whatever.
Boat.
Is it a boat?
It's a boat.
It's a.
We're getting on.
Hands.
It's a hand.
oh, he's gonna shoot us out of a fucking boat.
They say what they say about big hands. I get in that boat.
I do, and it's all true.
I bet.
I was as soon as
Yeah. She brings you all.
I looked at you and I
all
know.
the strings that are
Yeah,
connected with you.
we had a moment.
They all go up to the
No
top
words,
and down to the
just-
bottom.
Yeah.
The top and the bottom. In the heavens and the hells. All embrace down to the center, going right towards the spinning disc, saying, remember, Sienin Mumbo. I love you all, and I think you're all the worst, all in the same fucking
Yeah,
way.
I get that.
You fuck sticks, you
What?
little fuckers. You all shoot out. You go through the moon. In the Feywild, small little drops come from the sky, as if tears are falling from the moon itself. Tranquilness, deep presence of darkness. There's a river running right down the middle, flowing down 4 stones. 4 stones are washing down through the river. These stones are caught by another hand. The hand of someone who is you carried in silver. They are sour in face, bright in eyes. They take these rocks, they kind of shake out some of the little pebbles. They see these 4 stones in their solid fingers. They look up, get close, they put them in a bag, and they start walking through woods that are beyond anything the material world could see, but of the Feywild, which is quite often.
Shit, I'm pretty familiar with.
And that's what we're gonna end this episode.
Yeah, when we
okay.
get launched though, when she launches us, it's like in Guardians when they're like, like going through the.
That was a wild game.
That was insane.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of ground covered.
Yeah,
God damn, I'm glad this was in person.
Also, there a lot of like emotion.
Exactly.
yeah. Sorry, freaked you out.
That's wild. What a way.
That scream got me. I was like,
Goodness.
Oh, yeah,
That's some
scared the shit out of
effective
me.
storytelling.
No, fuck no.
That is
That was good.
standing.
Damn.
It feels more raw when we're hearing it.
Yeah.
Zummyar and
Oh,
Nyxi
yeah.
were kind of along for the ride that time.
Yeah, honestly. I
Well,
feel
last session was all about you.
Yeah.
These guys so fucking.
I'm not saying it was a bad thing. I'm just like,
I
I'm
feel it.
legit along for the ride. Like, I'm enjoying it.
Good.
You know, me not causing any problems is a good thing. I'm just
I was attached to that string, just doing cartwils and.
going forward and backward.
Yeah, Nyxi would have been in that situation, just like, hey, can you be my mommy? Can you tell me where Loki is right now, please?
Oh my god. No, she wouldn't because she
Surprised she
doesn't
didn't ask that.
The only reason
She doesn't know who Loki is.
She does actually. She did talk to Thor because
Bullshit.
no, because we were discussing his problems, and then he was just like one of his problems was his brother, and I was like, I did not understand.
Well
his-
done to you two, really. Like,
Yeah, like guys.
great to have you back, man. And holy shit, like,
Guys pulling them hearts. Yo.
That was outstanding.
yeah. Oh, well,
What a
we'll
way
be
to
talking
get
for a
back
little bit more here, but
together.
Jesus, to all of you guys listening to this, I hope it was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
An
Yeah.
audience.
Bye, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night. I don't care. Have fun. It's great. And take care. We love you all very much.
Bye. Alien